Did you watching the end of the Chargers game? What were you thinking when you thought maybe that was your last game?
Yeah, I wish I would have went to bed instead of stayed up and watched it. The stress, but what a crazy game, crazy ending. You go into the evening excited about getting in, and then your hopes start to dwindle there for a little while, and then the last drive, you really think they're going to play for the tie. But there's other plans out there.
And you hear the phrase "playing with house money," where teams are loose, they can go in and get no pressure. Do you have that sense that something you guys discuss or being loose?
We haven't discussed it, but I think I would assume as a group you understand that we probably aren't supposed to be here. We're probably not a very good football team. We're out of 14 teams I think are in, we're probably number 14. We're a double-digit underdog in the playoffs. So let's just go play and have fun and see what happens.
Looked like your friends posted a screen recording of the FaceTime when you found out that you guys were in. At one point you put on a Raiders helmet. Where did that come from?
Yeah, that's a signed Shane Leckler and Sebastian Janikowski helmet that I had. And I put it on just for fun on the last drive, just to tease my guy that was we were FaceTiming with. So as you can see, it didn't fit very well.
You were a young guy in 05, and it was like winning for Jerome, winning for Jerome, and now you're sort of in Jerome's position. I'm sort of, what is that? Was it sort of like? I mean, guys even come up to you and maybe express wanting to sort of succeed, and it's hard to help kind of go out.
Yeah, they do, and I want to just pass along my words of wisdom to them. It's kind of one of those things where you never really know if you're going to get a chance to get back. And when I tell them that, they look at me like, well, you've been here 12 times in 18 years. It's kind of I just try and reiterate to them that you just got to appreciate, you got to understand it, that you have to go out there and just fully commit everything to it, because every mistake is magnified, and but you got to go have fun at the same time. So hopefully they all understand, and I think they do.
Does this have any 2005 vibes for you?
That was so long ago. A lot of these guys were in middle school or elementary school when that was going on. So, yeah, I mean, a little bit. I think that team was a really good football team, and we're not as good of a football team as we were then. But anything can happen.
Were you able to appreciate in 05 what Jerome was going through at that time, or were you still just too young and he is somewhat like some of these guys?
Probably a lot like what these guys are. I mean, I wanted to go win it for Jerome, because you know what he meant. Maybe they feel the same way. I don't know. It's not like Jerome ever came to me and said, "Guys, let's go win it for me." He didn't have to say that. We wanted to win it for him anyway, and so I think I understood wanting to win it for him. But I was only 2 years with Jerome, so I didn't have the 5, 6, 7, 10-year relationship with him like some of those guys did. I wish I would have had, but you just at that point you just want to go win a football game too.
Ben, had you given any thought to the similarity to maybe Indy in 05? You lost to them early in the year. They were the number 1 seed. You have the underdogs, and then you went in there and won. Any similarities?
I didn't even put all those things together. I mean, I know what we did, but thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? Like I said, and I don't want to take anything away from this team, but that was a pretty good football team. We had some Hall of Famers on it and stuff. Not that we don't have some really good football players here, but we have a long way to go to compare ourselves to that team, in my opinion.
And Mike talked about they wanted to reboot for this game plan, but do you feel like you guys gained something with resilience, whatever, over the last couple of weeks that may be different going in this time?
I mean, I hope so. I hope we don't go in there and get blown out by 20 or 30 points. We'll get. I don't think Pat didn't play in the first one, and we'll see what happens. I mean, they didn't have guys playing on their team either. So, from what I understand, I'm sure both teams will be close to full strength as you can get at this time of year. And, we'll just go, hope we can keep it close.
Is there something to knowing how to win a playoff game, or is it a game but it's just intensified? Is there a knack to knowing how to win a game?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I try to tell some of the young guys is every mistake is magnified. Even a third down drop can be magnified, because the other team you're playing is a really good football team too, obviously, and so they can capitalize on your mistakes. So I've been in a lot of these games where the team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to win, and so just try and tell those guys that, listen, we got to go out there and you got to play free and have fun, play football, but understand that it does even get a little bit faster, and the intensity does pick up.
And you mentioned 12 times in 18 years you've been to the playoffs. You've done it clearly a couple times. But what does this week feel like?
Oh, it's special. I think no one knew if we were going to be here, and didn't know if I'd be talking to you guys again, and I'm lucky I get to talk to you guys again and everything. And so all these things, we're lucky we get to do another week of meetings, another week of practice, another week of working out together, like all this stuff. And so I just try and, never take it for granted and, enjoy every minute of it because we don't know if we'll be here next week.
You went in there in 16 and won, to get to the AFC Championship game. Do you remember much about that game?
No, I don't. Sorry. I don't remember. I don't think back too much. Sorry.
When you have a team as young as this one, how important is it to have a coach like Mike Tomlin that's been pretty consistent in messaging and kind of holds steady through a season that has a lot of ups and downs like this one?
Yeah, it's important. I mean, a guy that kind of says the same things over and over, and is, like you say, consistency at a time like this is important.
And I believe the year Mahomes got drafted, correct me if I'm wrong, he came in here for a visit. You stuck your head in and you said, "Hey, how you doing?" At that point, did you remember what you said to him other than that? And did you figure that he would be the quarterback he is today?
I don't remember exactly what was said. I do remember that, peeking my head in. I don't know if anybody. I mean, he maybe he expected to be this good, but man, is he taking off, and he's a fun football player to watch. I have a lot of respect for him and what he's able to do and his abilities and the way he can throw the ball and run the ball. And he's an all-around great football player, and I just hope this week he doesn't play well.
You talk about mistakes and turnovers were a big part of the last game against this team. How do you balance, especially with young players? It's a big stage. Guys have a strong desire to do well, but not getting out of themselves and getting to a place where they can make a negative play.
Yeah, it is very important that you understand how important, like I talked about, every single play is and whatnot. There's going to be a storm. You have to weather it. You hope that you are able to produce a little bit of storm for them too. But, it's just understand the importance of every play. But it is a fine balance and not put too much pressure on yourself. But listen, we're just going to go out and play carefree and whatever happens, happens.
You win the toss in this one. Do you want the ball or do you want the second half?
I had to look at the weather a little closer. I think there's a big part to do with that if there's any weather issues.
Then when you guys have when you have a rough game, you often say, like, we look at the film and then we delete it and we move on. This is 3 weeks after you've just seen these guys that didn't go well. So do you make yourself go over it again, or is it a totally new?
No, we definitely look at it again and look at their other opponents that they've played since us and just see if they're doing anything different. So, at this point, no stone. You can't leave any stone unturned.
You and Mike T have won a lot of football games together. What is it about your relationship that's kind of helped the two of you get to this point?
I think longevity, communication. I think any relationship, no matter what it is, when you communicate with each other well, you can get along and things can understand. And even when you don't get along, you can understand each other. So I just think we communicate well.
Couple more. Did you change your coin toss call?
I did.
Good.
Didn't matter. Doesn't matter. I tried to mix it up and it didn't work.
Last one. Ben, you mentioned playing carefree. The last couple of playoff games you guys have been in, you've been at home, you've been favorites, you've been a top seed, and now this is different. In a way, it's one thing to say, hey, we're carefree, but in this way, does it really feel like it's, you have nothing to lose?
Yeah, we're probably 20-point underdogs, and we're going to the number one team that's, I know they're not the number one seed, but they're the number one team that's won the AFC the last 2 years. Arguably the best team in football. We don't have a chance. So let's just go in and play and have fun.
All right.
Thanks.